So since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Library Engagement and Information Services team at Maynooth University Library have had to learn a lot of new ways of working. While this was challenging, it was also a great opportunity to learn, and it gave us time to get involved in library projects in a way that would not have been possible in normal times. When Ireland went into lockdown in March of last year, the normal desk work that we do stopped. For a while, we worked from home on designated tasks given to us by senior management in the library. This allowed us time to develop new skills. One of the team, Linda O'Connell, wrote a reflective blog post on her career as she nears retirement. It was published on Live Focus and gave us all great insights into our valued colleague. Sorry, Louise, I think that should be on the next slide there. Bernie Mellon did some research on the Ogoni Nine, a group of men executed in 1995 for protesting the pollution of their homeland Ogoni in Nigeria. Helen O'Connor wrote a blog on an integration and diversity event attended by library staff. It was also published on Live Focus. I wrote a report on front desk innovations from around the world in the last 5 years. I learned a lot about usability testing, seat mapping, wayfinding, and other ways of getting feedback from the user on their library experience. When staff started to go back on campus, we were split into red and green teams. This meant that we were only on campus every second week, and it seemed for a while that every time we came back to campus after a week away, something had changed. There was a new policy regarding students and opening, or there was a new way of doing something that had to be learned. As well as that, our new LSP Alma had been launched and we had to get to know it. It was challenging at the time, but I think looking back, we all feel like it upped our skill set and our confidence in our ability to manage any obstacle that came our way grew. As the months went by and the library opened up more, we were exposed to many new challenges: click and collect, digital on demand, and facilitating laptop loans, as well as managing chat and email from home. Both the click and collect and digital on demand services have been very successful. We processed the very first one on March 26, 2020, and since then we have received nearly 3,800 click and collect requests and nearly 400 digital on demand requests. Being split into two teams also meant that we had some extra time in our week off campus. This allowed our manager to delegate long finger projects for each team to do during their week at home. We worked on two projects, one regarding extreme overdues and another regarding renewals. The overdues project involved dividing up a list of nearly 1,600 overdue items between us, returning the items on Alma, waiving the fines on the associated accounts, and changing the item policy to withdrawn. This project gave us all a good chance to work with Alma properly. The overdues project looked at items checked out of the library years ago. By contrast, the renewals project looked at items on current student accounts. Owing to the varying COVID restrictions, there have been issues with students coming to campus and returning items on their account. The purpose of this project was to alleviate the pressure on students to return their items by renewing them and extending the due dates to the summer. Changing up our services and working from home also opened up many opportunities for further professional development. Whether this was through writing blogs, creating online exhibitions, presenting posters at seminars, or attending courses or webinars that would otherwise have been difficult for desk staff to do pre-COVID. For World Book Day, myself and two of my colleagues from the Special Collections and Archives team, Adam Staunton and David Reinhardt, were tasked with doing an exhibition on African women writers. One of the 6 themes of Maynooth University Library's strategic plan is equality, diversity, and interculturalism. A task under this theme is to ensure a diverse range of library exhibitions and events that reflect both our increasingly diverse university community and national developments. Organising this exhibition for World Book Day contributed to the action under this task. We highlighted the exhibition on social media and got a retweet from one of the authors included and a comment from another. 3 of us also expanded the exhibition for Africa Day Ireland on May 25th, and it was equally well received. Myself and David Reinhardt also got the opportunity to present at the Irish Libraries Living with COVID seminar hosted virtually at Maynooth University Library in January of this year. We created and presented a poster on another initiative we took part in that Louise will give more detail on later, Academic Writing Month. Both the exhibition and the poster gave me the chance to develop my technical skills through learning the applications Sway for the exhibitions and Canva for the poster. I have since been able to pass my knowledge of Sway on to other colleagues in the library who are currently creating an exhibition on mindfulness resources available through the university. Presenting the poster at the seminar was a daunting prospect at first, as I had never done anything like it before, but it was well received and I learned a lot about creating good posters, both actively through my work, but also from looking at the other posters presented. I'll now hand over to my colleague, Louise Cooke Escapil.
So a wonderful professional development opportunity which took place in Maynooth University Library during this time was Academic Writing Month, also known as ACRIMO. Staff were encouraged to sign up for this 4-week programme run by Deputy Librarian Helen Fallon. So it was run in November 2020 and again in February 2021. Over the course of a month, myself and 4 of my colleagues wrote a blog post or journal article on topics such as developing resilience while job searching and libraries of sanctuary. The writing process was broken up into manageable sections, sketching out an essay plan, writing an introduction, writing the first 500 words, etc. Every step of the way, we had our work read and edited by our colleagues. This feedback really motivated us and helped us guide the direction that the piece would take. Writing over the course of a month in small groups also created a support system, which was invaluable. Before signing up to ACRIMO, I definitely felt unsure about writing a piece that would be shown to my peers, but knowing that my colleagues were writing alongside me and were there if I needed help and advice was great reassurance. At the end of the 4 weeks, we had 4 pieces of writing that we are proud of. Those of us who wrote blog posts had them published on LibFocus. This meant that we did not only have a chance to present our writing to our peers, but we also used this as an opportunity to network and build connections with other professionals in the library field. So just the following slides. So completing ACRIMO also allowed me to pursue other professional development opportunities, namely completing my portfolio for my CILIP certification. This is a qualification I started working towards in January 2020. Work towards this was suddenly halted when the pandemic hit. At the time, I was working at King's College London Libraries. Like my colleagues at Information Services, I was retrained to help with other aspects of online library service, such as copyright, and the time and energy I had previously dedicated to my CILIP certification began focus elsewhere. Having this time dedicated to professional development has allowed me to write up my portfolio and the reflective piece needed to complete my certification. I'm now working closely with a mentor to submit my completed portfolio by the end of August. And just the following slide. I joined Maynooth University Library's Engagement and Information Services team during lockdown in January 2021. This was a huge learning experience and was at times challenging. However, I always felt that I was being supported even when I was far from campus, working from home. From day one in Maynooth Library, I was talked through how the library has functioned since the pandemic begun. I was also informed of useful introductory sessions where I could familiarise myself with the university and network with other Maynooth staff. When I arrived on site for the first time, my colleagues explained to me how we did our work so that we were COVID safe while also accommodating staff and students. As was mentioned earlier, this included click and collect and digital on-demand requests. In many ways, starting my job in Maynooth University Library during this time allowed me to familiarise myself with policies and procedures, the library management system and the layout of the library in a way that I might not have otherwise done. Starting at a time where no library patrons were permitted to enter the library has made me feel better prepared as the library opens up stage by stage. I look forward to the lively hubbub of the library, which my colleagues have told me about when the library is fully open again. And just the next slide. The members of the EIS team have had a very varied year. We have been challenged like never before, but we have all embraced it, as well as all the other opportunities that we have been afforded away from the desk. The pandemic has been a tough time for everyone, but it also gave me and my colleagues at the desk a chance to push ourselves and do things we might not have had the opportunity to do under normal circumstances. Thank you very much.